In this solo catch-up finals, Cammy made it to endgame in every single game. How did he do it? He starts by subscribing to JKC Gaming on YouTube. No, but seriously, he starts by landing his extremely underrated drop spot, which is actually right in the top corner of the map. You can see right here, he's landing at it. It's this spot over here. Now, on my show on Fortnite.gg, this spot is wild, and barely anyone's landing there at the moment. While Cammy is gliding in, he does check around him for other people where they're landing. If there's people landing nearby him, maybe it's a key opportunity, or maybe it's an opportunity for other people to key him. So he's got to make sure he checks the area around him perfectly. He has an absolutely perfect drop, and then gets a slurp truck straight off the bat. They're a great way to get guaranteed shield at the start of the game, and also you can find yourself more consistency because it is 100% of the time. You're not relying on a chest, you're not relying on anything like that. You're landing on the guaranteed chest in the middle of the POI. You're then looting the guaranteed slurp truck, so it's the same every single game. When looting this POI, a lot of people will just avoid all these small ammo boxes that are part of this POI, but Cammy actually loots every single ammo box in this place. And especially in this season, it's incredibly important to get ammo boxes because these guns are firing super quick. As well as this, the guns have hip fire, which means you hit them as soon as your reticles on them. And that means people end up shooting their gun a lot more than they would in previous seasons, because if you see someone 200 meters away, you can easily hit them for a quick 30. He actually ends up coming out of his POI at 3 minutes into the game, which is really, really early. And at first I wondered why this was, but then I remembered this is Cammy we're talking about, and I know exactly why he's left the POI early. If you played Fortnite at all this season, you know that the water boons are super strong. And Cammy uses these perfectly to his advantage. He ends the POI really early. He leaves the POI the earliest out of anyone else. All the people around him have not left the POI yet. Tom Bucher's still in the POI. This guy is looting his split area around this part. You've got Killer Whale in his POI. You've got Roker in his POI. Fito in his POI. And they're all in their POIs. He's left his already. That is his POI. He's gone. He's gone and he's rotated to the nearest shrine, which is where you can get the water boons. And as I said, the water boons this season are incredibly wild. He's ahead of the curve, leaving super early, and he's able to come here and get his water boon guaranteed every single match. Well, mostly guaranteed. These things have like a 70% spawn rate, so it's pretty good. One thing I did notice is he puts a stair on the water boon statue. This is because you can't build a floor, and I've actually heard quite a couple of people complain about this, and this is a great way to get around it. The thing is with Cammy, he focuses his entire game plans on stuff that he can control and is 100% of the time. The slurp truck, 100% of the time. The chest he lands on, 100% of the time. Everything around him is 100%. This metal spot that he has is a really small building in the middle of nowhere, 100% of the time, because no one else goes for it. There's other metal spots in the map, like gas stations, things like that. They're super popular. This metal spot, I guarantee no one goes for it. This means his game plan rarely changes, and this means he can stay consistent in his matches. It is question time. Look at Cammy's loadout right now. What does he need? I want you to put the answer in the comment section. What is Cammy's loadout missing at the moment? You can subscribe while you're down there. Just saying. We're aiming for 18k by the end of January. But seriously, what he could have more of is movement. Cammy has 0 movement at the moment, and that is pretty bad. So you know what he does? He actually has the map knowledge to go into Storm, carry 2 extra medkit, and he actually finds a really, really nice spot to find a katana in this zone. A lot of people would have tried to find a katana more in zone, but Cammy knows that if he goes into the actual zone part of the map that is already covered, there's going to be less people there, and that means he can loot to his heart's content. And he also knows blades are the second choice of movement. People prefer Oni masks by an absolute mile now that blades have been nerfed a bit, and that means Cammy knows that there will most likely be blades left behind there because the person there could have found an Oni mask. Everything about this game has been meticulously planned out, and it makes me wonder if Cammy has a coach. I know he's worked with Blood X in the past, but I don't know whether Blood X has helped him with this one. This part isn't really that relevant, but he uses the fishing because you used to have a 50% chance of getting a shield fish from the fishing. Now I know this has been taken out and the fishing strat isn't really in the game anymore, but him doing it here really shows how much a single strategy can really switch around your game plan. He's played Edge Zone this pretty much whole game, and you know why? It's because there are way more people, way more chance of getting into fights, which reduces consistency in the middle of the zone. He is kind of pulled zone here. He doesn't need to rotate far. He can just stay on the side of zone. There's loads of movement this season. There's getting in the middle of the zone. There's no problem doing that. So there's no need to rotate early, risk the game. He can just kind of chill in this area, box up on the mountain, and just kind of look for some surge tags, because there is going to be a small bit of surge this game. Even when looking for Surge, he is carrying the Fury assault rifle, and this might be interesting to some people because everyone goes on about how good the other assault rifle is, the one with the scope, and it is incredible. I was going on about it earlier this video, but the Fury is wildly good as well. It has a super fast fire rate, which means it can put down astounding pressure. It has first shot accuracy as well, and it also has the ability to be more of a better weapon to fight within the box compared to the other AR this season. All of this and the point of the solos not having that much Storm Surge, this actually makes it probably the better solo assault rifle if you have it in a good rarity. A lot of pros like Muzz, Malabuka, and now Cammy, and even Peterbot have been caught running the Fury assault rifle in solos over the other one. I'll eventually remember the name of it. While Cammy's looking for Surge Tag, I'd like to remind you to use code JKC in the Fortnite item shop if you enjoy my content. Thank you very much, it does help me a ton. And also check out link in description where you can find the Destiny Jesus Solo Masterclass that will help you improve tenfold in solos. The Solo Masterclass has helped thousands of people earn for their first time, and it means the world to me if you checked it out. Now on this rotate, Cammy waits super late, despite having to go probably one of the furthest on the map. And excuse the glaze, but this is how this guy is so consistent. He has remembered that when he was looting this part earlier, he managed to box up in this box some chili chug splashes. And he knows that with the combined force of the chili chug splashes and also the katana, he can put them together and rotate insanely fast to zone. Look how fast this run is. It is actually disgusting. And this means he can stay that extra little bit longer on the side of zone looking for surge tags before he then walks into zone. He thinks he sees a free kill here, but sprays through, and it ends up the guy getting away. Now this is when he decides to get out of here and just kind of carry on rotating. He's just in zone, but he wants to get a much better position here. And that was a really smart play from him. He also did not invest too many mats, which was a very good choice. He literally sprayed in and then went out. Now one thing I do think he could have done better here is he knows that he needs to get to the water because he has water boon and he can heal up. Now what I would do here is once I place that, instantly double layer with the ramp, because this guy in front of him is obviously going to spray him. You can see him on the top of the screen. I don't know if you saw him, but if you did, congratulations, because he was pretty small. He was obviously going to spray him. That's why Cammy's built there, and he's planning to box there anyway. So he should have instantly built a ramp instead of throwing a wall up to the side there, because once he gets sprayed, obviously bullets are going to sneak through, and he ends up taking a little bit more damage here, which can get him lobby focused. Fortunately for him, he doesn't end up getting lobby focused too badly here, but he could have gone worse. And it's a lot harder to sneak bullets through with a double layer. Before I mention the last couple points I'd like to also mention that this was not a bad lobby he made its end game in right here. This was first game of the finals, which meant Clement was in it, Chap was in it. We also had Twy in it, who played with Mr. Savage and Mongrel. Reason was also in this game. It was a good lobby. And even with this high level lobby, he doesn't feel the need to kind of rush into zones and go too far. He's just about getting into these zones and then boxing up. Now coming into endgame just before the moving zones start, you want to get a refresh because Cammy's currently on the 42 builds. All metal, which obviously isn't the worst situation to be in. There's probably a lot of people in worse situations, but he does need to find something here, and he finds it perfectly. He's looking around his box, and you can see if we pause it here, he can see that there's loot in here, and there is literally fights happening right here. So what does he do? He boxes out, and he actually makes it airtight, and that is super useful, because in this kind of lobby, with it being 46 up, there's going to be a lot of people looking at this, because it's fighting, and it could possibly mean loot, which Cammy's there. He's got boxed up, which means full metal is going to be super hard to spray through. He then uses the Fury AR, which is why it's useful, to spray and get a little bit of piece control on this guy and push him off the loot. And he wants this loot, so he's able to run in, and he's fighting Noms for it, actually. Noms is another pro player on EU, and he's fighting for control over it. He's not trying to get aggressive. He's literally not even shooting his weapon. What he's trying to do is just sneak in and grab that brick. He then baits back in. Noms has gone off the loot again because he's got an Oni mask from it. I think Noms done at this point, and Cammy can just take whatever's left, grab the cat brick, get the Omni mask, which he's been looking for the entire game, and just by pushing someone off the loot, piece controlling the area around, he's able to get cap loot ready for endgame. This ends up being a 2-kill 5th, and the rest of the tournament, you've seen the match history. The match history is ridiculous. Make sure you subscribe because we're aiming for 18,000 by the end of January, and also check out another video on the screen because that is the best way to support my channel. Watching multiple videos tells the algorithm that you like me, so thank you. In a bit, see you in the next one.